Hi there, welcome to the Slow Stitches podcast. This is episode number 2. My name is Steph and I'm coming to you from Glasgow in Scotland. And today is just like an exceptionally nice day. Today is just lovely and sunny. I seem to really be able to pick them for recording, but yeah. And today I'm sort of joined by my cat Harold. We'll see how long he tolerates the noise. I expect not very long, but yeah, he's lovely and snoozy as he is during the day. So yeah, just gonna leave him be, and hopefully he doesn't get too grouchy. Yeah, so I've just got a little cup of tea. Like I said, today is really hot and I've already had like a cup of black tea this morning, so I didn't fancy another one. So I'm not always been the biggest fan of green tea, but I found this tea by Twinings, which is their matcha green tea with cranberry and lime, and it's really nice. I think it's really lovely, especially on like warmer days where I don't always want like another cup of like milky tea. So yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. So yeah, firstly I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who engaged with my last episode, or whether that's like on YouTube, like leaving a comment, or following me over on Instagram. I appreciate it so much. It was really nerve-wracking putting myself out there, and yeah, the sort of first like couple days after I uploaded, I was like, oh no, what have I done? Maybe I should not keep it up, or not continue. But the last like 2 weeks since I recorded, I've really enjoyed it, and it's been really nice to have somewhere to share like my knitting. It's like one of my big passions, and it's been really nice to have like a separate. I have a personal Instagram account still, but a lot of my friends, they don't knit, and it's just kind of nice to have a special place for knitting to share like what I'm doing, and just interact with other people about yarn and knitting patterns, and it's been really lovely. So thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, because I know there are a lot of knitting podcasts out there, and I think I'm not like the fastest knitter by any means. Obviously this isn't the most professional setup either. I feel like I'm still finding my feet with it. Thank you so much to people who left feedback on the sound and the video quality. So I'm trying out a different spot today, and I'm also recording on my phone rather than my laptop, which I think last time got a bit whirry and a bit noisy, because again it was a really warm day. So yeah, hopefully this will be a bit better. But again, please let me know. I think I'm actually kind of in the market for a new phone, so yeah, I think it's something I'll consider. Mine is like a little bit getting on a bit, and yeah, I'm like not like devoted to it, so yeah, I've had it like a few years, and it's been okay. So I'll be in the market maybe for something a bit better to record on, and I'll try and do some like editing magic at the end as well, hopefully to improve the sound quality, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so I'll just take a little drink, sorry. Also, I'd just like to say this mug is one of my favourites. My partner and I, we kind of seem to collect nice mugs and just like nice pottery in general, but yeah, mugs are kind of a thing we're really into. So like if we go away anywhere, we'll try and seek out, like anywhere we go on holiday, we try and seek out like a potter, or like a clay artist or something like that, and we use that as our kind of souvenir from wherever we've been. And I think it works out really nicely because I feel like we've discovered a lot of potters that we wouldn't have otherwise. And also it's such a nice thing to have because I think it's something really functional and you use it really often and you're seeing it and revisiting, and yeah, I think I really like it. It's not always been the most practical kind of souvenir because we lived abroad before and we were there for 2 years, so when we came back we had so many mugs so we had to like bubble wrap all these mugs and put them in this box and then ship it and just hope for the best, and luckily they all made it, thank goodness. But this one is by a potter in Ayrshire, I believe, but I got this one on Etsy, so it's not really a souvenir mug exactly. But yeah, it's a potter in Ayrshire, and I think her name is Jamieson Smith Designs, but I will double check and I will see. I think her mugs seem to sell out really quickly on Etsy, so she does seem to be very, very popular, and yeah, like you can see why, they're just so nice. This one has these little tree design on it. There's another kind she does which is more like a night sky landscape kind of thing, and it has like a moon on it that's done in like a slightly like reflective kind of copper shiny material. It's beautiful, so yeah, that's one that I might like to try and get at some point. That'd be really nice. But yeah, to be honest, we have so many mugs but it's kind of hard to get out of the habit of it now. We actually, and over time as well, I suppose, like we have lost a couple just through them breaking. Like we had 2 we got on the Isle of Arran, which is just a small island off the west coast of Scotland. It's actually really, this was when we were living in the southwest of Scotland, but even from the Central Belt, it's in Glasgow, like where we are now. It's really accessible, it's very easy to get to compared to the other islands which are like way north, and yeah, there can be like a really long travelling time. So Arran is a really sweet little island, and yeah, it's really lovely. It doesn't have quite the like crazy dramatic landscape of like Skye, for example. Skye is gorgeous, but yeah, it's really nice for like, you can do like a weekend trip very easily from Glasgow or southwest Scotland. So yeah, those 2 broke sadly, so I guess that's the way to keep going with the mug collecting. Okay, I'll just dive right into my knitting content now. So I have a few finished objects. Some of them are kind of cheats because they're ones I featured last week. So one of them is this, which is the Hap Cowl by Ella Gordon, and I've knit it in Jamieson Smith 2-ply jumper weight, so Shetland wool, which is so gorgeous and crunchy and yeah, really nice. And it comes in these amazing colours. I knit it in the second colourway that Ella Gordon provided, and yeah, I just love it so much. Last episode I'd done everything but seam it up, and I was a bit nervous about seaming because it's not something I've done a great deal of. When I started knitting, I knit a jumper in pieces and for my partner, and my mum actually seamed it up for me, so yeah, I've managed to avoid like major seaming. Most of the things I've knit have been in the round. I mean, apart from like Kitchener stitch on socks, I can do that just fine, but yeah, anything bigger usually I find a bit daunting. However, with this, oh, I can't even see the seam. There it is. Yeah, you can see on the inside. I doubt I've done a great job of it, but yeah, you can see the sort of bump on the inside. But from the outside, I feel like it's barely, you can see it's pulled in a little bit here, but I feel like it's barely noticeable. So I did mattress seaming for the first time, and just following like a YouTube tutorial. It was really simple, so yeah. I know I've talked about this a lot before, so I won't say too much, but I love it, yeah. The pattern, the colours all together, the yarn. I just think it's so, so nice. I watched Alex Collins' recent podcast episode where she showed her Pheasant pullover by, oh, I'm not certain of the designer's name, but her like handle is Savory Knitting, and I think that's how she publishes her patterns on Ravelry as well, is under Savory Knitting. So but yeah, Alex had done a Pheasant pullover in Jamieson Smith 2-ply jumper weight, the same as this, and it just looks so, so nice. So yeah, I have a jumper in Jamieson Smith 2-ply, but perhaps another has to happen sometime. That would be really nice. And my other finished object, which again I showed last time, it's still a little bit wet from blocking. It's a really dense knit really, is this, which is the Guernsey wrap by Jared Flood. And this is a big long scarf. This is it like folded up halfway. And I've knit it in Drops Nepal in the off-white colourway. So I did notice, I mean, I think off-white is, you know, a pretty usual colour to use if you don't want like just quite the stark brightness of white. I did think when it was blocking and it was still quite damp, that it did seem quite sort of yellowy in like kind of a nice way though, in a sort of like light custard. And I felt like the stitches, especially the pearl ones, seemed to really shine. I know that maybe sounds a bit strange, but yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. A very, very economical knit that I think I'll get a lot of wear out of. And it was really fun to knit, really engaging with the textured panels. And my third finished object is one that I didn't talk about last time. It's a pair of socks that I've knit in West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply. Oh, I can't remember, is it like classic 4-ply or traditional 4-ply? But yeah, they bring out a Christmas colourway every year, and last year's was this one, so it was called the Robin colourway, and it's this really nice self-striping, and it's so festive. And yeah, I've got most of their Christmas ones. I think I've done the Hollyberry one and one other. Yeah, I didn't pick up the Fairy Lights one, I don't think. Just like wasn't quite like my kind of colour scheme, but yeah, I really look forward to them revealing their Christmas colourway every year. So these, I did actually start them in November. Oh, I should say too, this is also West Yorkshire Spinners in the Cayenne Pepper colourway. So yeah, I did start them in November, intending them to be done for Christmas, but my uni work got really crazy, and the end of the semester was just a blur, and I kind of started these really knowing that I wouldn't get them done for Christmas. And yeah, I just, the only thing left to do when I picked them up about a week ago was just to finish one of the toes. Like, I was so close to being done. But yeah, they'd just kind of been put aside, sadly, and a little bit forgotten about. I didn't use a pattern exactly. I did what I kind of do for most of my socks, which is a cast on 64 stitches on a 2.25mm needle. I do the long tail cast on. I use that for basically everything, to be honest, unless it's called for otherwise. I did a 1x1 rib. I do love the look of twisted rib, but my hands just, yeah, they can't take it. So yeah, it's 1x1 rib, and then just straight stockinette all the way down, and then I did a heel flap and gusset with slip stitch patterning on the heel flap, and yeah, and then the gusset down the foot, and then a wedge toe at the very end. I do pretty much the same thing with all my socks, unless they're textured in some way. But really, I mean, I really want to wear these. I don't feel like we're just quite in the weather anymore, sadly, but yeah, I'm sure we will be soon. Yeah, what really motivated me to get these done was that I wanted to start another pair of socks. So I felt like I ought to finish this pair since they've been on the needles for so long. But I'll talk about that in a little minute. And now for works in progress. I don't have too many, to be honest. I actually started something since the last episode, so it hasn't been featured. And it is this. I think I keep referring to this as like the pink marshmallow jumper because it just looks exactly like a big pink marshmallow. Yeah, so I feel like I've done quite a bit considering, yeah, I'm a pretty slow knitter. But yeah, I should say this is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knit. It's a really, really popular pattern. Yeah, it's been knit a lot of times. And it's really a simple raglan sweater that calls for you to hold one strand of fingering weight yarn with one strand of a mohair yarn. And I had used mohair in the Bees Berry that I talked about last episode, and I did like it. That was my first time ever knitting with mohair. I did like it. It is like a little bit scratchy. I don't think I'm like super sensitive, but I definitely am a little bit. And I think in a hat, totally fine. I just wanted to explore fluffy yarns a little bit more. So I knit this using one strand of Drops Flora, and this is in the colour Peach Pink. Okay. And I held it with a strand of Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk. Sorry, I'm getting to the end of this ball and it's obviously unraveling. Brushed Alpaca Silk in the colourway Pink Sand, because you can use this as an alternative to mohair. Because it's so fluffy, you can knit it at like a whole lot of gauges. It's really quite interesting, and it is so soft, so soft. There's just, I don't know, I can't even think. It's just like a cloud, really. Yeah, I think this might be kind of my preference, to be honest, over mohair, just in terms of just how soft it is. It's not itchy in the slightest. And yeah, so far I'm really liking it. I really enjoyed doing the raglan, and that was really nice. It did get pretty big towards the end, but now I've split for the sleeves, I'm just whizzing down the body, so yeah, it is a fun knit. It's nice and simple. I think it's something I'll get a lot of wear out of. And yeah, I'm doing size 5, so my like around bust measurement is 42 inches, and that worked out with the dimensions for size 5 and also my gauge, so yeah, I think it'll be really nice. And yeah, it's got short row shaping, so the neck is lifted. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really kind of wanting to wear it, like, just right away. And I love the effect of the two colours together with like the colour it makes. Yeah, it's a really nice, like, marled, soft, peachy pink. It's really, really pretty. And one last work in progress, kind of, is my iris hat by Sari Nordland. So I'd spoken about it last time. I have this, beautiful skein of Mothy and the Squid in Caladium, and I want to do something special with it, really. So what I thought was doing the iris hat by Sari Nordland. It calls for you to hold a strand of fingering weight with a strand of mohair. And like I say, I've not knit with a great deal of mohair or sort of fluffy yarns or marling before, so I wanted to just experiment a little with this. So I had 3 colours of Drops Kid Silk mohair, and I wanted to just play around with holding them together just to see what kind of effect it would have on the overall colour with this like very bright speckled yarn. So this first one is off-white. This one is called Light Beige, which is interesting because I think it's, you know, very much to me a light grey. And this one is the colour Heather. I'll just check. Yeah, Heather, colour 05. So I'll try and put in a picture here of I put on my Instagram just showing Dana's swatch holding the Caladium Mothy and the Squid with each colourway of the mohair together. And from that, I think I really like the first swatch I did, which was holding these two together, which gives a really deep dark purple with the splashes of colour. Yeah, I thought it was interesting just what the strong effect it has, and yeah, I'm looking forward to casting this on. I had a good look at the pattern a couple of days ago, and it actually, I didn't realise it starts at the top of the hat, so you actually work your way down rather than, you know, the usual ways to work your way up. So I think that'll be really interesting, and I'm hoping to get started in the next week or so, was my plan. So yeah, I think it'll be a hat I'll get a lot of wear of, and a really fun way to use this, and I'll be able to see it, you know. So I've knit like a lot of socks in the past, and I do love them. I think they're so practical and I get so much use out of them, but I do like to knit something a bit more visible with, you know, yarn that's really beautiful. So, and for future knits, things I would love to cast on, there's a few things. So I spoke about finishing my West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas socks because I wanted to start another pair. I actually have a few pairs that I'd really like to make. A pattern I saw recently was the Fannrem Socks by Ninja Chickens. It's a really nice sort of plain stockinette sock with a colourwork band at the top just under the ribbing, and it calls for DK weight yarn, so I've ordered some yarn for that, and yeah, I'm excited to get them going when that arrives. I think I don't have any DK weight socks. I've just knit exclusively with 4-ply, so it'd be nice to have a thicker pair just for lounging about the house. And another pattern I saw, a sock pattern, but also somebody had knit it up, it's so beautiful, was the Lucky Sunflower Socks, which is by, I think, Charlotte Stone, and her handle on Instagram and Ravelry's Stone Knits. I'd spotted them, I'm not sure where on Instagram, I'll put the person's handle here, and it's just gorgeous. They're these colourwork socks with like a sunflower design on them, and they're so cheerful. And the yarn that they had used was by an indie dyer based in England called Lucy Locketland, and she's now putting together kits for them, which is really nice. And it's hand dyed Exmoor yarn, or it's a blend actually. So yeah, really nice. And I would super love to knit both with that yarn and that pattern. Yeah, I think, yeah, I just fancy doing some more sort of colour work, so I think that's reflected in like all these projects. Actually, they all involve some colour work. And the other thing I'd really like to knit that came out quite recently is the Udo sweater by Orlane Sucche. Her handle is Beige. So it's, yeah, this really gorgeous colourwork yoke sweater. You can choose to do sort of mid what do they, bicep, is that right? And sort of mid upper arm sleeves, or longer ones if you choose. And yeah, it's beautiful. Like a lot of people, I've spotted a few of them on Instagram. They're really gorgeous. I think the colorway that she's done her sample in is this kind of beige with a sort of muted rhubarby, pinky red, and a lighter blue, and it just seems like it's a really nice combination of colours, and what I think would be a really nice layering piece as well. So yeah, those are some projects I've just been eyeing lately that I think look really nice. And now the chatty bit at the end. I hope you guys liked or didn't mind the chatty bit at the end of the first one. It feels really random, but I thought it might be nice to share just what I've been reading, watching, up to lately, just outside of knitting. So like I say, we've had some really nice weather lately. The weekend was super rainy, which was really unfortunate because my partner is still going out to work, and he works shifts, so he gets like 2 days off every 7 days, but they're random. So it just so happened that he actually had the weekend off, both Saturday and Sunday, which is not common at all, and it was really rainy, so that was a shame. But today is gorgeous, and I've got my washing hanging out to dry, which I really enjoy. Sounds really mundane, but I really like it. Just having access to an outdoor space. I mean, we share it with our neighbours, but it's really nice. And yeah, I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, I got my washing out nice and early, and it's in the sunshine right now. Another thing I've been enjoying is my tights. So I mean, to be honest, I've been wearing a lot of pyjamas and loungewear lately. I think, probably most people are in a similar position, but I got these tights from this company. They're called Snag Tights, and they're a small company based in Scotland, and they make tights. So they do them in like a really cool range of colours, and their sizing is really interesting. So I think if you've ever had problems finding tights that fit, I would really recommend them. They're properly size inclusive, and they're also they're not limited, their models and things by gender or age or size. They're a really rad company, I would say. So yeah, they're really cool, and their prices are pretty reasonable really, and they do like a multi-buy deal often. So I got 3 pairs and I got I think like 10% off, and it's a good little thing. So so I'll show you my tights. I don't know if you can see them. I'll try and hopefully just show you. So these are my Snag tights. These are the mustard colorway, and I got a couple other. I just got a plain black pair. This is the 80 Derny ones. They do like a lighter pair, but they also do like chub rub shorts, which is awesome and great for the summer. And yeah, they're really, really rad. And just to share what I've been reading lately, a book I finished recently is this one, which is Buddha Da by Anne Donovan. I'm a part of a book club just here in Glasgow with some friends. It's just an informal small thing, but we've been doing our meetings over Zoom now, and we meet once a month and take it in turns to pick a book. So this was last month's pick. It's been really interesting. I think you get exposed to books you never would have otherwise, and it's nice to sort of like really discuss books. I haven't done that in such a long time, so it's definitely a challenge, but I'm really enjoying it. I think this is probably like the lightest book we've read, the most kind of easy going, or you're able to like read it, relatively quickly. A nice easy read, definitely some kind of interesting characters, but I'd recommend it. It's written in Scots, so the dialogue is all written in Scots. It's similar to how Irvin Welsh writes, like Trainspotting and Filth, and yeah, all his books are written in Scots as well. So if it takes a little minute, even for me, you know, like I don't speak in Scots necessarily every day, but even for me, like reading it, it takes just a couple pages and then I get tuned into it, and yeah. I was reading it out to my partner. We were struggling to finish it before the meeting on the day of the book club, which is really bad, but I read out the last part, and it was actually quite tiring to read in Scots a little bit, but then I tried to switch to just English, and that was even more tiring, like reading the Scots and filtering it in my mind and then reading out English. It was a real struggle, so yeah. But yeah, it was a really nice book. I enjoyed it. And what we're reading at the moment, I've not long started it, is this one. This is The History of Bees by Maya Lund. And yeah, I just started it really, but it's one of those books that it follows like 3 different characters in 3 different times. So, and obviously the common theme between them is bees and beekeeping, or sort of ecological issues. I think it definitely seems to have quite like a science fiction-y, sort of dystopian feel, especially the timeline that's far, far in the future. Yeah, I think it'll have quite a strong ecological, like environmental message through it, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the skipping about between characters itself, and yeah, just started it, but we're actually meeting quite soon, so I need to crack on with this one. And one more thing I got recently that really tickled me. I think this will seem quite strange maybe as well, but yeah, I'm working from home now, like for my part-time job, and I'm studying from home now too. So I had a desk, but I've been doing a lot of work on my laptop. That's what I normally study on. But with my office closing, I took my monitor, my keyboard and everything. I brought them home with me so I could have like a proper work setup, which I've been I think that's been really helpful. But I didn't have a mouse pad. For some reason I forgot to take the mouse pad from work, which is really silly. So I've been using it just on my table, and I've been using like bits of paper, but it's not been ideal. So I went on Etsy and I was just looking for a mouse pad, like nothing, you know, I thought it'd be nice to get something that's kind of sweet or cute, but just something functional really. And then I came across this shop, which I think is called like All About Mouse Pads, or it's like a dedicated mouse pad Etsy store, and they do all these mouse pads that look like small rugs. It just tickled me so much. I just I got one of them. It's totally a frivolous little thing, but it just kind of makes me laugh when I've got my tiny little mouse pad and I'm zooming around this small rug. I just thought I'd share it because it just kind of makes me giggle when I'm working. So yeah, just seems so, I think it's because it seems so like indulgent and silly that my mouse should have its own rug. And yeah, but in general I would say it's a nice mouse pad. I mean, it functions great, but yeah, just something funny. And apart from all that, I feel like I've been spending quite a lot of time lately cooking. And really enjoying it, just trying out like a variety of different things. So I made shakshuka for dinner the other night, which is like a really nice like Middle Eastern recipe where you like poach eggs in like a spicy tomato sauce, and had it with like flatbreads, and I think you can like sprinkle like feta cheese on the top, and it's really nice, but we didn't have any, so we had goat's cheese, so I put that on and it like worked pretty well. So yeah, that was really good. And I did like a green lentil shepherd's pie the other night, which was really nice as well. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. So a few of you commented saying that you love Pride and Prejudice, which like made me so happy. I love it so much. I am actually really tempted to start it again pretty soon. But yeah, I went on a kind of quest for anything sort of period drama-ish. Because yeah, sometimes you start watching something and you just didn't want it to end at all, and I really enjoy that time of things. I feel like Harold has been so patient and like talking quite loudly next to him, and interrupting his day nap. But yeah, he's tolerating it, so yeah. So yeah, I went looking for just anything sort of similar. And over like the last 2 weeks I've watched so much. I watched like an adaptation of Northanger Abbey, which wasn't my favourite to be honest, but I did like it. And also Persuasion was really nice. Another BBC adaptation, I'm sure, which had Sally Hawkins in the like main role. It was really nice as well, but again kind of short. I think yeah, I want something as in-depth as Pride and Prejudice, really. One thing I did watch was, again, another BBC adaptation. It's an adaptation of Tess of the D'Urbervilles, which is like the novel by Thomas Hardy, which I've never read before. I've never read any Thomas Hardy, actually, and I didn't really know what it was about, to be honest. So it's a 4-part series, each episode being about an hour, and Tess, the main character, is played by Gemma Arterton, British actress. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I did like it. I didn't realise, like my partner came home to me, I just finished it. He came home to me in just like floods of tears because it's not really a happy tale, and apparently Thomas Hardy is really known for writing tragedies, so that lines up. But I didn't know that. And yeah, gosh, it's a really intense story. Yeah, I feel like I've probably spoiled it maybe a bit already. I'm really sorry if you're gonna watch it and didn't know about it. I do recommend it. It's a really nice adaptation. I feel like the costumes and everything seem like very appropriate and very traditional, so I like that. Yeah, that aspect of it. And again, the acting is really good as well. Like Gemma Arterton is actually, she's really great. It's just not the happiest story. Yeah. And some other things I've been watching, I felt like I kind of exhausted what I know anyway of like period dramas, so if you have any you'd recommend, I would love that so much. I also watched another one that I haven't watched in a long time, is again, yeah, another BBC adaptation, which was the adaptation of Jane Eyre. And it's not like recent, but it wasn't done very long ago. I can't remember the actress's name, Ruth something, she plays Jane Eyre. I love the story of Jane Eyre so much. And yeah, and I think that's a really good adaptation. Yeah, I feel like my feelings, like I first read Jane Eyre when I was in high school. My feelings about the story, and like in particular I guess Mr. Rochester, changed a lot since when I first read it. I feel like that kind of changes how I feel about just like the story in general a little bit. But yeah, I might go back to that one soon. And I also really liked, I've been trying to watch sort of films over series. I feel like I used to love films, and watching films and like really like arty, kind of like slightly odd, bizarre films. But I think my attention span is like really deteriorated, so I don't feel like I'm always capable. I don't feel like I'm always up to watching a full film, or I struggle with it. So I've been trying to push myself a little bit more for that. And I watched Goodfellas, which is on Netflix, and it's one of those kind of like gangster style films. I feel like it groups really well with like the Godfather films. And yeah, anything like that. I mean, it's got Robert De Niro in it and Joe Pesci, like those actors that yeah, do those kind of films really well. And it's really fantastic. Like I watched the Godfather films, when I was quite a bit younger, and I loved them. I really like devoured them. That was back in the days of the like Love Film subscriptions. I don't know if anyone remembers those, but you know, you could create like a list of films you wanted to watch, and they would mail you out the DVD of it, and you would watch the DVD and then post it back, and then they would post you your next top preference and that kind of thing, which was so good because yeah, I grew up in like a really small town that didn't have a lot of access to things. Like a lot of the films I watched when I was younger was really from just buying DVDs and like HMV that were like reduced, so that's how I kind of accessed a lot of those like really like arty films, basically because they were on sale. But I love that kind of stuff. So, and otherwise I've been watching Twin Peaks for the first time ever. I've never seen it before, and it is like strange, but it's so good. It's quite old now, or well, yeah, it was like done at the start of the 90s, I think, or the end of the 80s. And it's by David Lynch. And it is, yeah, in the beginning, I think because I didn't really know very much about it. I know it's got like a kind of cult status. Yeah, it's a kind of cult series, but I didn't know a great deal about it. And I didn't want to set myself any like lockdown goals because I think it's unfair, you know. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably setting myself up for a failure with that, or just kind of like expecting myself to get something done. So I tried to avoid that, but the one thing I thought was like, oh, it'd be nice to watch Twin Peaks because I've never done it before. And my partner was interested in it too. It's one of those things like we'd heard a little bit about, but didn't really know about. So yeah, so we started that, and I think because in the first series it's quite dated now to look at it, and yeah, definitely like the first couple episodes it straddles this line where it seems just a bit bad, potentially like maybe badly acted, or the script is just quite awkward and strange. And obviously the production is really like dated and looks very kind of 80s and everything. So in the beginning I couldn't quite work out if it was unintentionally bad and a bit strange, or if it was like self-aware and doing it kind of intentionally, kind of pushing, but kind of like very slightly pushing beyond like sort of what could be confused with a not great sort of funny because it's just a bit weird, rather than like funny but it's actually very self-aware and clever. I think it's definitely the latter now, having watched a bit of it. We're now on like the second series, and oh man, I'm sad for it to end. I'm really enjoying it a lot. I also when I did the third year of my undergraduate degree, I did it abroad. I got into this exchange program, not through having good grades, like it wasn't part of like Erasmus or anything. It was this kind of, just one of my lecturers did this exchange program to Delhi in India, just on his own. He just kind of coordinated it himself, and I took his class as one of my outside modules. And there were 4 places and 20 of us in the class, so I ended up going. It was pure luck and chance. So I wasn't a great student, to be honest, at undergraduate level, so my grades were like not terrific, so I wouldn't have gotten into the Erasmus one. But yeah, I ended up going to India for a year and studying at the University of Delhi. So when I was there, I found this little frames shop, and they did these kind of vintage frames, and I really liked them. And I got this pair that were like sort of plastic, round, red glasses, and I got my prescription put in them. And I wore them when I was there, and like for a bit when I came back as well. And when I was in Delhi, I met somebody who said, "Oh, you look a bit like the log lady," and I was kind of like a bit offended and I didn't know who the log lady was. So they explained it's from like a TV series, and I was like, okay. And I'd totally forgotten about it until I started watching Twin Peaks, and there's this character, and she's literally just known as the log lady, and she carries around a log, and she wears these red glasses, and they're exactly like what I used to wear, and it made me laugh so much. I was like, oh, I completely understand, like, that person, yeah, I totally look like the log lady. Yeah, that properly made me chuckle. What are you watching right now? I'd love to hear. I love any kind of recommendations for TV or knitting or reading, anything like that. So I'll stop there. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it so much. I hope this has maybe brought you like some sort of interest in your like yarn hobby, or some sort of joy or amusement. Yeah, and I hope you're doing really well wherever you are. And yeah, I send my love to you all, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!